So another way to capture an image is to use what we call a trigger. The trigger will allow us to keep this waveform centered on the screen. So down here in the bottom of the scope, we have the trigger function, and we have a little drop-down arrow with several options. The most common one is probably the repeat mode, where we select that, and what it does is it brings up this little diamond, and we can move this around, and it is programmed to track the waveform on the upslope. Here we see the upslope, and we can allow it to catch the waveform, and it holds it steady on the screen so we can analyze it. Now this is a repeating waveform, so repeating trigger, so basically it's just holding everything steady. It's continually, we're analyzing one injector firing, one event at a time, not repeated time after time. Another thing we can do is change this to a single event. So what it can do is it will take a picture and take a snapshot of one event. So now that it's gone through, it's no longer recording, it just stored one single event. And then there's the auto feature, which will automatically set this up for you in a repeating fashion at the best spot. So this is kind of nice. I like to use this feature to kind of get the waveform set up how it looks good, and then we can change our time frame and get multiple events. This is good if you're looking at one particular event. If you want to look at multiple events over time, that's when we want to zoom in and slow things down. If you have an intermittent condition, let's say you have a misfire or something happening, and you had this injector not fire, all it would be a blink where it went away, and it'll be really hard to catch. So this is good for some things, slowing things down and zooming it in like we showed you in the last video. That's even better for catching intermittent problems. So this is just how to use a trigger. There's some other options down here. You can select where you want the trigger to happen. This one's going to be on the rising edge. You could do it on the different times and frames depending on the type of waveform you have. So you can play around with this and just see what's best and how it will work out for your waveform. So lots of things, like I said, that you can do with this, but just get out there, play with it, and see how you can make this work to get the most information you can out of a waveform.